Good morning, good afternoon. Welcome to the Kingdom of Daldar, a beautiful paradise filled with lovely wildlife. I'm really good with those camera angles. Take a look at this. What is that, a frog? A hamster? I don't know, but it's chilling. Oh, did I say beautiful paradise? More like a terrible nightmare. This island is filled with powerful, corrupt soldiers, unwanted, undead tombs, dark, mysterious dungeons that I definitely don't want to go in, and unclaimed castles. I'm going to spend 100 days on this island and try to claim it as my own, and to save this beautiful paradise from ugly skeletons like this that let their friends die. The wildlife are counting on me, and I must slay the beasts that are within this island. You will follow me on this journey, where I will emerge victorious. Let's hope we can conquer the Kingdom of Daldar. Alright, here we go, day one, the adventure began. Alright, so the first thing I did was make myself a crafting table, and I took it upon myself to arm myself a little bit. And I made my first shield. But what's a shield without any weapons? I crafted myself the basics, a stone sword and a stone pickaxe. And then off I went mining some coal. Because it gets super dark at nighttime, and nighttime scares me, so I need a lot of light. After mining all the coal, I found myself a bird, and I went to go see it, but I almost stepped into a massive hole and died right there and then on day one. So I carefully went around, but I got distracted very quickly by a frog. Oh! It is a frog. After staring at that frog, I got really hungry, so I decided to chop some fish up for late dinner. Because, you know, all that walking around and all that frog staring will make you hungry. I then found my guardian angel. There's a butterfly. I killed it. After the thrill of killing that butterfly, I wanted to kill more. I needed more meat to survive my journeys across this island. So I found some nearby pigs and destroyed them. I then went to craft a furnace, but I started getting weird stares from the chickens. Hey, what are you guys staring at? I stuck some pork in the furnace and watched that baby cook. But then I got quickly distracted by watching the sunset. My first night was upon me. I then took it upon myself to quickly find some shelter, but then that's when I came across my first enemy, the skeleton. Oh, skeleton. Oh, ow, block. Die. This thing hit me pretty hard. I wasn't expecting it to hit me that hard, but it went down relatively easy. I then found a nearby cave, torched it up, so good thing I mined all that coal. And I made it a little bit more homely and put a door down, and I didn't have a bed, so I waited out the rest of the night. Because I didn't have a bed, I thought I might as well make this time useful, so I found some iron, and I mined that for the rest of the night. And that was the end of day one. Day two, I packed my bags, and I looked back, and I said goodbye to my first ever house to begin my adventure. I went to cross a river and I found what seems to be a killer whale. I didn't know if it was friendly or not, so I cautiously swam through the water. It did a massive dive and I got scared because I thought it was actually going to attack me. I travelled a little bit further and then I saw a castle. This castle was pretty big, so I wanted to take a closer look. But I got easily distracted by slaughtering sheep. I mean, do you blame me? The thought of sleeping another night without a bed? It wasn't going to happen. I slowly approached the castle, but I saw a watchtower near it. There was actually two of them, in fact. I knew I wasn't strong enough to fight what was inside that watchtower. I even looked to the cow for reassurance, but I think he knew as well. When I got closer, the land was surrounded by all these night NPCs. There was loads of them, and they looked really strong as well. And I did not want to fight these guys on day two, so I backed away very slowly, hoping they didn't see me. So I snuck around and I saw an even bigger castle. There was a knight up there doing some overwatch. I have no idea how many people are in that castle, and I didn't want to find out. I then still realised that I didn't have anywhere to sleep, so I made a little cave near one of the watchtowers and hid underneath it to plan my attack and to plan my siege. Because the next day I was definitely going to figure out what was in that tower and if I could defeat it. The sun emerged and day 3 happened. I wanted to test my skills on this knight. I swung my sword once and he died instantly. I was pretty sure he had a fight in the night. I swung my sword at this knight and he definitely didn't go down in one hit. He even had a friend. That's all good, I'll take you both on. Come on, let's see what you guys got. And that hit me really hard. And all of a sudden I found myself in trouble. But I had one plan. Near my cave there was a lava pit, and I knew if I whacked them down they would burn to death, which would save me a lot of trouble. It was a risky move, but I had to do it. Oh, look at that, your friend just burned. I know you don't want none of this. I even got an iron ingot from it. So I was kind of happy with my plan. Big brain move. Even though I almost died, that still didn't stop me. I wanted to check out more. I then ran into my first archer, but lucky for me I had a shield, so his arrows were no problem for me. Yeah, come here, archer man. Ah! Oh, you're getting slapped up. Die! But I tell you, that archer was still very tough, and he still did quite a bit of damage to me. I then suddenly found myself at the entrance of the watchtower where I got met by an archer. But at the back there was 2 armor stands, and I had to have them, so I knew what I needed to do. Get out of my way, archer man, I need that iron armor. I then took it upon myself after defeating that archer to take the armor for myself. So I broke that armor stand and equipped that iron armor like it was my own. And holy damn did I need that iron armor, because what I was about to fight, I was not ready for. This knight dropped down like a Dark Souls boss. Oh my god, you're a big boy. I knew 100% this was like the captain or the warlord of the watchtower, so I took it upon myself to fight him, and I actually killed him and got my first diamond. I was surprised that he went down so quick. Oh my god, he had a diamond. Oh, let's go, yoink. I think that superhero landing hurt him a lot more than I thought. I went back up the stairs and I got greeted by a lot more people than I hoped for. They quickly overwhelmed me very quickly, so I ran away. Oh my god, why is there so many of you? Go, 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 go. Oh, he dropped down as well. Oh no. Oh, I'm dipping out, I'm dipping out, I'm dipping out, I'm dipping out. Go, go. I did a tactical retreat, but this time I took out my bow. I took aim and fired my first ever shot on day 3. But I only had 2 arrows, so I just had to rush the man. But it was highly effective because he died anyway. There was only one archer left standing, so I took it upon myself to defeat him. And then I thought, hey, I might as well claim this as my own, so I built a doorway. Stuck a nice little wooden door and called this my home. And when day 3 was soon to be over, I took it upon myself to take out any more remaining knights that scavenged around my watchtower. I then went to see how the view was on top of this watchtower, and I had an absolutely perfect view of the castle. And then for some reason there was just a random Viking just staring at me. I didn't even know there were Vikings in this game. Alright, day 4 emerged, I closed my door and I decided to hand it to that Viking that was staring at me last night. He didn't give me too much trouble and he went down quite easy, so I was quite happy with the results and I wouldn't have a Viking staring at me anymore. Upon investigating my area where I was staying, I saw a what seemed to be a broken village filled with zombies. This was definitely a sad village and a place that I didn't want to stay very long. But on the bright side, the zombie dropped an enchanted iron chest piece, so I stuck that on my character straight away. There were also these weird bandit villagers in the village as well, and they dropped me emeralds every time I killed them, so I mean I wasn't complaining, but there were quite a few of them and they did quite a lot of damage. I decided to go snooping around in some of the chests and I actually found myself an iron boomerang and 2 apples, which is amazing. I definitely needed those apples because I was going to try and find myself some gold bars to make some golden apples. But upon leaving I got met with some destruction. I have no idea what happened and I got jumped by these teleporting wizards. I tried to use my boomerang and I hit them, but the boomerang didn't come back, so I just ended up running away because I was going to die if I stayed there. There was no way I was staying there. So I went back to my house and I slept the night for day 4. Day 5 emerged and I decided to bring it to this chicken and take my frustration out on it. Plus I was really hungry and I also needed some feathers sooner or later to make some arrows. Soon I realised I didn't have any coal to cook my chicken, so I spent most of my day mining more coal. I then got met with a really ferocious, angry Viking with a scar on his head, and by God did he hit me hard. The shield doesn't even do anything, so I retreated instantly. But then I went back and slapped him to show him who was boss. I realised that this area was way too dangerous, so I went to go adventure somewhere else. So I took one look at the castle and I was going to go back there soon. I went down into the caves to find myself some gold for my golden apples, but I only got met by random zombies and a whole lot of nothingness. Just a massive lava pit and not much else. And for some reason there was a ice block with a bunch of weird skeletons that I could see through this transparent ice block. Was not going to go in there. I emerged from the cave and found myself a massive ice dragon that I was not going to go out of that cave to meet. I wonder if it spotted me, and it definitely did, so I was definitely not going out there, and I stayed in the cave for mostly the rest of the night. While I was in the cave, I thought I might as well look around to see if I could find any more golden blocks, but I got met by a creeper that exploded. I did not see this thing creep up on me. I think that's why they call it a creeper. And thank God for my armor, because I would have died right there and then on day 5. I made myself a little hut and I placed my bed down, and that was the end of day 5. On day 6, I took one last look at that dragon and I never wanted to see it again. I ate some fat berries and I looked to my left and there seemed to be a Viking village. After that Viking hit me once and I almost died, I was not going to test those Vikings. So I walked the other way. But upon leaving, I found what seemed to be a block of ice with loads of chests in it, so I looted all of them. I didn't really find too much apart from a silver helmet and this random silver chest plate. They weren't better than my armor, but it was good enough. I decided I needed to do more damage, so I took it upon myself to make an iron battle hammer, and man did this thing do a lot of damage. I mean, look at this thing. 9 attack damage, inflicts nausea times 2 for 10 seconds, and it was a big knockback. I decided to test my iron battle hammer upon these zombies, but this small little one wouldn't go down as easy. I also wasn't used to the hammer yet, so I didn't realize that it had such a cooldown charge, so I was messing up my hits a lot. And this zombie actually almost killed me, but good thing I had this stone axe and it was just a small zombie, and I was able to kill it quite quickly. But I almost died of stupidity on day 6. Day 7, I got hungry and I wanted to slap a pig up and take its meat, and that's exactly what I did. And then there was just a massive flock of cows that I wanted to smack, but upon smacking these cows, I saw a thing on the top of my screen. Frostmore. And there was a dead dragon by this ferocious beast, and I wasn't going to go anywhere near that because I was scared of dragons. Upon going further in the forest, I wanted to slap this cow to get more of its meat. And I didn't realize that there was a massive ice dragon in the back that already spotted me, and it actually hit me and froze me for a little bit, and I was not going to mess with that. This area was way too dangerous to be in, so I quickly left and never wanted to come back. This dragon actually decided to follow me all the way down to this cave, so I had to make myself a little hut, a nice little bed, and camp out for the rest of the day and night, hoping that this dragon wouldn't be there in the morning when I woke up. I decided I was sick and tired of this island, so I wanted to build myself a boat, put it on the water, and get the hell out of this place. And I'm actually glad that I did, because I looked to my left over the sunset and I actually saw the dragon's home. It was like a massive, weird, frost kind of temple thingy that I definitely did not want to check out. After a lot more rowing, I found myself another castle. And the gates were wide open, and there was a big strong knight in there that I did not want to fight yet. I then looked up on the hill to the left of the castle and I saw this weird stone village. I thought, well, why not check it out? What's the worst that could happen? And it turned out to be a graveyard. I got met by a zombie right at the entrance, but, I mean, zombies, it was no trouble for me. I cautiously made my way down the stairs and I got met by a wooden door. I thought, there's no way I'm just going to open that door and see what happens, so I decided to mine to the left of the door, and good thing I did. There was a booby trap waiting for me when I opened that door. I destroyed it, and out came these weird potions. It was actually a weakness 4 potion, so I would have been severely weakened, and getting hit by those arrows on hardcore mode by the skeletons, I would have died instantly. So I decided to cheese it a little bit and just slap the skeletons through the hole, because they couldn't see me, but I could see them and hit them. And if there was that many skeletons in there with golden chest plates, and there was about 50 of them in there, there had to be something good in there, so I wanted to take my time and make sure I didn't die. And there indeed was. I got met by a golden apple and a katana. 9 damage. It was a nice little sub-sword, just in case I needed another weapon after I built my iron battle hammer. I then got a grim helmet. I mean, look at this thing. Plus 50 XP gets gathered and 1.5% lifesteal. After looting and everything was gone, I decided to leave, but I got hit in the back by a skeleton that I missed or spawned in late. And I forgot there was a massive hole in the ceiling, and it hit me, and it hit me again. And I actually almost died being a stupid idiot again on day 8. I swear this is going to get me killed. Day 9, I found this weird looking stone temple with a bunch of vines on it. Doesn't look like it's been touched in days. I went inside, but there was no mobs to greet me or NPCs or anything, so I thought it might have been underground. I placed a torch down, looked around, there definitely wasn't anything there, and I decided to dig. I quickly realised that this wasn't right. There wasn't going to be any mobs here. It was some sort of booby trap, but I didn't really know what. I looked down to the left and it was a creeper there, so basically this whole floor was going to blow up, so I was going to leave. There was no way I was going to stay there and watch that thing blow up. I decided it was day 9 and I was tired of running, so I decided to build myself a house. I didn't want to sleep in little caves anymore. I wanted to build something that I could call my own and store all of my stuff because my inventory was full. This house build took way longer than expected. I actually had to place some torches down because it was getting dark. I even decided to build an upstairs, like a little watchtower, so I could see if anything was coming, or when I finally get my bow I could shoot down on these enemies. And that was the end of day 9. Day 10, I decided to build myself a nice little dock to park my boat just in case I wanted to go out on another little adventure and I had somewhere to go. It turned out alright. It wasn't the best, but it was good. I placed down my boat and I continued on my adventure. Do you guys want to eat these? Would you actually eat them? Oh my god, they do! Here you go, have that. Oh, you want some? Here you go, have one of these. After feeding the raccoons, I found myself at the castle entrance. There was a bunch of armor in there, and I quickly looked around to see how many people in there, and there were quite a few at the front. There would be no way I could beat them all, charging in there head first, straight through the front doors. I would die instantly, so I had to come up with a plan. So I mined a bunch of dirt, and I made some sort of little like tightrope or a barrier to trap them in. My plan would be to draw them out, have them in the barrier, and trap them in the water and just hit them like that. I made sure I barricaded it around the tightrope so they wouldn't be able to leave once they got in the water, and they wouldn't be able to get up to where I was. It was the perfect plan if I pulled it off. I even dug just to be safer. Well, it's better to stay safe than sorry. This build actually took all night, so I had to go home and take a little nap because I did not want to do this in the dark. Stage 1 of the plan begun. I had to get someone, and it had to be the leader. This man had a shield and a big axe and everything, so it was the perfect victim to test it on. I chucked a potion of weakness on him just to help me out just that little bit more, and hopefully I could beat him. I tried to get him in the water, but he carried on following me around. He was being a stubborn little knight. I finally got him into the water and my plan began. It actually started to work out perfectly, and I was actually getting a little bit happy at this moment. I realised that I was a big brain. I even killed them both with ease. This plan worked. The man's even dropped me some heavy plate leggings with 9 armor. It doesn't get much better than that. Man carried on and I carried on straggling him in. The warlord came and I even slapped him round the head. This plan was in effect. And I even got a nice cheeky diamond. I carried on piling up, but they were no match for my smart brain tactics. I had this castle on lockdown and right where I wanted him. Ooh! What's Gucci, warlord? Bam, son. This plan is actually working. After that, I went into the castle and cleared any remaining person that was on the floor. I wanted to take some chainmail and some gold armor for some fancy stuff, you know? I wanted to decorate my house a little bit, and I think it turned out very well. I was about to leave to return to the fight of my master plan, but I found this little goblin-looking thing. I had no idea where it came from, and it didn't attack me. And it wanted to trade. It had some very good stuff. I quickly searched through it, but the one thing that caught my eye was gravel for flint. And I definitely needed flint for some arrows, because I wanted to craft a lot of arrows. So I made a little hut for him and kept him there for safekeeping for when I needed him. There you go, little guy, all safe and sound. After getting distracted by that guy, the sun set, and it was nighttime. Day 12, I got a surprise visit from this man. Hello, how's it going? Where the hell did you come from? He didn't have that much interesting stuff, but for 24 emeralds he had this thing called enchanted grass. And by doing that you could summon an ally, and it had a 30-second cooldown. That was something that I definitely wanted. In the morning I definitely had to check to see if my green friend was still there, and he was. So I got happy. but it was time to get some gravel. I dug up all the gravel I could to make sure I got that flint, because by gosh did I need it. I dropped down and met the goblin, and I even apologized for sinking him, and I made the trade, and he gave me loads of flint. I think I stocked him out. I even decided to trap that merchant because I definitely wanted that summon thingy that he was selling me for 32 emeralds, but I couldn't afford it yet. Before day 12 ended, I wanted to make a better shield, so I made this iron tower shield, and my lord does this thing look juicy. Day 13 I went back to the castle to finish what I started, plus I didn't loot all the chests yet. I looked around and made sure it was clear, and I looked at all the chests, and I mainly just found arrows and a bunch of steak. I was a happy man because steak and food is hard to come by in the world, and I was getting a lot of it. I mean, look at this, more arrows and more steak. It's more than a man could ever dream of. I even found a golden apple and even more steak. And a potion of strength. This day was getting better and better. I even found this hiding away. Oh, a protection 4 enchantment book. Give me that, son. I'll take that immediately. I continued on looking at the chest, and look at this. A diamond chest plate. You better believe it, I stuck that on my chest straight away. And here's the big one. I found a bow. Finally. I was actually so happy that I found a bow. It took me so long to find this, so I chucked my old one out that I had since like day 1. I looked around, made sure it was all clear to continue my looting quest, and I found some diamond boots. This day was just getting better and better. I thought I might as well test how my bow skills are, so I took aim once again and shot from the other side of the tower at the enemies. They hit me once, but you know, I'll return fire, and I bapped this man. Look at this guy. Dead. I finally took over the castle. There wasn't a soldier in sight, and it was all mine. It was a proud moment. Day 14 wasn't all that amazing, to be honest. I just did the basic stuff that I needed to do and melted a couple of gold armor that I found from the castle to make some gold nuggets to maybe have enough gold bars to make a golden apple, but not really that much interest in happened on day 14. Day 15, this was a good one. I decided to move into the castle actually and forget my old little block wooden house and, you know, make this my home. Then cut down all the tall grass that was in my kingdom because tall grass was icky. It didn't look very nice. I wanted a nice flat even surface. But look at this, halfway through smelting all of my armor, I heard a weird noise and it actually scared me. I even got my sword out to smack it. But it was the little goblin friend wanting to trade again. Yet again, he had something very interesting. 32 cobblestone for an emerald. If I dedicated a couple of days to cobblestone, I could probably get that thing that I wanted from that merchant. So I made a little hole for him and he stayed there for a few days. I then decided to barricade the castle up and stick some doors down, and it was officially my home. Day 16, I decided to make my own little room. I had nowhere to sleep and I didn't just want to put a random bed in the middle of the castle. So I made a little house. I placed my little bed down and made it a little bit homely for myself. It wasn't the best house, but it was good enough. After that, one of my daily duties to mine some wood just to get the old basic essentials, sticks and all that good stuff, and then I met a little raccoon. He was a cute little fella. I think I named him Reginald is what I have down on here. Reginald the raccoon. I wanted my first ever pet. I didn't have a pet yet, so I decided, you know what, let's bring Reginald back home, and that's exactly what I did. I took the time most of day 16 to bring this little raccoon into my house and keep him for as long as I could. I mean, look at that. The sun was setting, but I was determined to get Reginald in my home. He was so close. The doors were open for him. I managed to get him into my house, or even into my room, in fact. I gave him some little berries and he was a happy little raccoon. I even decided to make a little pen for him because I didn't want him all cooped up in that little house. I lured him out with some berries and he actually looked like he liked the pen. I kept the doorway open for him so he could come in whenever he wanted, just in case he wanted to sleep with me. Because I needed someone to cuddle when it got scary. But he seemed happy. Day 17, I made a farm. Look at that, productive man. I was being mega productive for the last couple of days, making myself a nice little wheat farm. I had some nice water to make sure that all the crops could drink, and it kind of took me most of the day to make a farm. I know. I don't know why it actually took me so long, but I got the job done, and it turned out pretty good. I was happy with it. Day 18, I have something in brackets called I made a sack. I'm pretty sure it was that extra storage bag that I crafted a while back, and my god did that thing come in handy, I tell ya. I was being impatient and I decided that my crops were taking too long to grow, so I made a bunch of bone meal. Way more than I needed. So I decided to give the crops a bit of a punch, and by lord, loads of wheat came out. I was living large for the bread life. I decided to take a little walk, you know, because walks are good, and I came across this weird little cabin or house. I took a little look in there and there was nothing there. No one was there, and it was dark and no chest loot or anything like that. Too spooky for me, so I left. I turned back because it was getting night time, and I went to go home. Only problem is I forgot where that was. One thing you should know about me, I'm quite directionally challenged, so trying to find my way back home in a short route was trying to find a needle in a haystack. After about 5 minutes and it was getting light, I finally found my house. I was so relieved because I actually thought I wasn't going to find it. Day 19. Let me tell you something about day 19. I not only went back and found my old house, but I also found my main objective that I wanted to do since day 2. The castle. I wanted to siege that castle and become the siege master. I was much stronger now, so I was much more confident that I could do it. So I killed some Vikings in the area. They were no trouble at all for me. I was already strong by that point, and they still hit me hard, but I kept them at bay and they weren't actually too much trouble for me. I was actually quite surprised. Then I got jumped by a bunch of pillagers that had like their face on a banner. These guys, they wanted me dead instantly. But unlucky for them, I was much more powerful now. Tell you what, day 2 I would never have survived this. But they weren't too much trouble. I mean, they gave me a run for my money and they got me down quite low, but I gave them the sweet moves and the sweet jukes, and it was only going to end one way, and that was me winning. Now's the time for my side objective. I mined down the side window of a tower that I haven't raided yet, and I cheesed it, because we all like cheese. I had done it. I'd vanquished the tower. But to my right there was this weird looking dungeon thing. We were going to check that out for a later date. Day 20 I decided to take over another tower. I took the first one out and I wanted to take the second one out. Nothing was going to stop me. I wanted to take out this whole entire town. Soon it would be under my control. I just brung all the guards out and stuck them in the water and annihilated all of them. It was no problem. Before I knew it, no one was left. I went to the top and no one was there. This tower was under my control. Day 21, it was a big one. And following a couple of days after this, it's going to get even bigger. Castle siege time. I was up for the task. I went in straight through the gates, but no one was there to greet me. I literally had no idea where anyone was, and it was getting dark, and I looked down and they're all there. I was so confused. Like, what are these guys doing down there? Having a little party? Like, did someone put them down there? I didn't care. I just killed them. It made it easier for me. I needed to make another shield because my shield was almost broken, and the last thing you want, halfway through a fight, your shield breaks, I'd be dead. Because most of the guards were just stuck in the hole doing their own thing, I was kind of free to loot around and do my thing, so that's exactly what I did. I was confident. I went back down the ladder and I suddenly got jumped by a man. Oh my god, bro, what? Where the hell did you come from? No one jumps up on me. Where did you come from? I didn't even see you. On the sunrise of day 22, I took over the castle. It was mine. Mine for the taking. I could do whatever I want with this castle. No one could stop me. I wanted more. I needed more. It was time for the big boy castle. I took out some Viking stragglers. I think they were probably thinking the same thing of sieging this castle, because there was a Viking village next to this castle. That was probably going to be my next objective. Being the super siege castle man that I am, I wasn't going to go through the front gates. They'd be expecting that, but they had a waterfall on the side. So 5-head me, I climbed that waterfall and made a little hole in the side of the castle and snuck in without detection. I went behind enemy lines and started picking some knights off one by one. I had eyes inside the castle. This place was filled with knights. Like, I can't even, looking back, I can't even tell you how many knights were in there. There was too many to count. I went up the ladder to try and get the high ground, and then suddenly I got jumped by 2 knights. Get down, no, get down! Oh, oh. I decided to sneak around the castle to see if I could find another weak point, but I got spotted by a lot of knights. They're all thirsty for blood, and they did everything they could to chase me down to try and kill me. Lucky for me, I got the heavy knight on his own and I took my aim and I absolutely destroyed him. Not so tough are you, little knighty, without all of your friends. I decided I needed a better weapon because my sword was almost broken, so I built this diamond battle hammer. This thing was an absolute beast. I went back into the castle at night time and took my vengeance on the 2 knights that jumped me before. I climbed up even further and got met by a bunch of archers. There's no way I was taking that, and I even got jumped by another knight in the same place. This castle was a death trap. I tackled the archers again and tried my best to take them out, but they did not want me up there, and it was super difficult to get up there. So I just sniped them from the bottom to try and take out as many as I could, before going back up there and slaughtering those archers to show them who was boss. The first tower was mine. Look at this. Look at that house. That's a beautiful house. But look how many people are there. There's people everywhere. Everywhere I looked. Knights, knights, and more knights. This was going to take ages for me. I decided to take the chunk out next to me and snipe as many knights out as I could. So for when I go down there, I wouldn't get jumped by that many. I'd actually probably have a fighting chance if I played this smart. After clearing out most of the knights with my bow, I went down and fought the big boys because arrows don't affect these guys, but my diamond battle hammer did, and I made quick work of that night. I don't think you guys understand. I was at this all night and all day, going up to all these towers and slapping these archers with a hammer and killing these random knights on this pathway to go to the next place. There was knights on the ground. I mean, look at this. It's night time. They almost killed me. They were getting tactics on me. I mean, look at this. Look what happens in a minute. This is unbelievable. He comes up behind me when I close the door on me. And there's skeletons now because it's night time, because the place isn't lit up. It's a biohazard. Non-stop fighting. These knights are coming out of the sacks of the snow and random windows. Look at this. This man just drops down and he goes, "Hey, wanna fight?" It's mind-boggling. I decided, you know what? Let's just light these boys up with lava. What's the worst that can happen? Let's just watch. And it actually worked out. It was amazing. After 2 whole days, I finally claimed this. This was my house. And you better believe that this was my house. No one is getting in anymore. But what comes next is amazing. Look at this loot. There's no way I just took out this castle and it took me 2 days and there's nothing in these chests. Whoa! Oh my god. Look at all these diamonds in this. What is that? Battle axe? 15 damage! There's even more up here. Oh my god, why is there so much wood? There's even more wood. Oh, there's bread and there's more bread. What is going on? And this is all mine. There's even more chests. Oh my god! What the? Oh! What's in here? Oh my, enchanting books, looting level 3. There's just diamonds everywhere. There's even an upstairs. There's more chests. Sharpness 5. What is going on? This was so worth it. What? This is insane. Oh my god. This is all mine. Day 25, after wee-weeing my pants of excitement, I wanted to check this dungeon thing out. So I decided to mine through and try and cheese it, but I couldn't even break through. These blocks would literally not break, no matter how hard I tried. There wasn't a single way in, but this spider phased through the wall and it came for my Minecraft booty cheeks. Look at this thing. It's like if death came to greet me out of the snow. I was not fighting this thing. No way on day 25. Alright, I lied. I decided to fight this thing. I wanted to test it. It hit me for 1.5 hearts. I got a little bit spooked out, but I went, you know what? I could cheese this spider. I could give it the biggest cheese, and I could slap it with my new and improved battle axe that I found in my chest, and absolutely slap it. But it wasn't working, I was too high. I found another way and tried to smack its legs, but the hitbox wasn't working. So I went, you know what? Let's go for the body. So I slapped it once, and then I went to go slap it again, and I carried on missing. But this time, I wasn't going to miss. The spider was dead, and it was all mine. And it dropped absolutely nothing. Nothing of importance. No special item, no achievement, nothing. After wasting my day 26, I decided to enchant all of my weapons and my gear. Why not? Let's go. Look at this. Repairing it, being a very good, organized man, making sure everything is all good for my journey. Day 27, I saw some ice, and there's only one thing. There's a dragon. I wasn't going to deal with that dragon today, no siree. Not on day 27. I went back home, and I decided, you know what? Let's relax for a little bit. Let's see if my little goblin friend is still there, and he was. And he was so happy to see me. I went, you know what? I feel bad. I gave him some steak, and we shared a steak together. It was great. But there was one thing playing on my mind. That cobblestone for those emeralds. I wanted that grass from that merchant. So I went mining for literally the whole day. Non-stop smacking the cobblestone and selling it to that man. Those emeralds were going to be mine. I'm telling you that now. I mined on day 28. This took me so long. Why didn't I have a diamond pickaxe from all those diamonds? I don't know. I didn't think about it. This could have took me literally probably half the day, but it ended up taking me 2 full days. Look at this. Mining away. I wanted this more than anything because I knew this thing was going to be powerful. I finally had enough. So I bought the enchanted grass. I even got an achievement. What a deal. And what a deal I thought it was. Or so I thought. Day 29, I decided to test this thing, but out came a sheep. Look at this thing. What does it even do? It doesn't even attack. I think it slapped it once. And then it died. I spent 20 or so emeralds on this thing. Look at this. It's just a sheep. It doesn't even do anything. I just wasted all my money. Upon travelling, I even found another castle. Being the castle sieger I am, I obviously had to take this. I mean, come on. Who wouldn't? I looked at the gates and got greeted by 2 knights, and I'll let the rest speak for itself. Sheep, can you do something? Oh, I'm going to back you up, sheep. What? Whoa! Ah! Ah! Run! Oh my god! Oh my god! Oh my god, please don't die. Oh my god, oh my god, oh my god. Go, 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 go. Yeah, these things attacked me out of nowhere. I even hid underneath. These things were scary. They chased me even further. These things would not stop. They were ravenous. I can't even hear myself talking right now watching this footage. It was insane. This is why you need a shield, ladies and gentlemen. This is why you need a shield. But it only took one smack. I had to kill one of those birds for all of them to flee. I decided, you know what? These things dropped feathers. So I actually made some arrows. Can you believe it? I made arrows. I didn't need to make as many because I had infinity on my bow, and I didn't realize that until like 20 days later. Day 30. Frostmourne was about. This fat yeti beast was sleeping outside my castle, and I had the perfect idea to kill it. I would be the Frostmourne Slayer. I went up to the high ground and took my aim, and my plan became full course. I lined up the shot, and then I took it. Nothing happened. I just woke it up, and I made it very angry. My arrows weren't working. They were just deflecting. Look at that. Arrows were no effect to this Frostmourne, and this sheep was no help to me at all. So I decided, you know what? Let's burn this boy. And it worked. Look at that damage. I knew how to defeat Frostmourne. Buckets upon buckets of lava. And that's exactly how I was going to defeat it. I don't care if it took all day. I was going to do it. I went from the high ground and went to pour it on this man and wait for it to travel all the way down upon Frostmourne to defeat him. And by God was I waiting a long time. This thing took ages. He burned and burned and burned. I even took more shots at him to try and feel just that little bit more useful, but I just watched it burn and then suddenly it died. Frostmourne was defeated. I went down to collect what I found from Frostmourne's body, but I literally found nothing. For a max health bar boss, you think I'd get something. I got nothing. Absolutely nothing. What is this? I've been cheated. Day 31. This is where I almost died. Look at this. A black hole. You think I knew where I was? No. Look at my Look at my health. Look at me spamming everywhere. This was panic mode engaged. You think I knew what was going on? No. Do you think I knew where I was? No. I lit a torch and this night almost annihilated me. If it wasn't for that tiny dirt block, I would have died. Day 31, I went for a little sail. You know, in the night time, the water is scary at night time, let me tell you. But then I found this weird looking crashed boat, I think it was. I have no idea what it was, but I was going to check it out anyway. I lit up the place and I ducked underneath this small little hole, and there was a chest in the left corner. I opened it and it was some weird stuff. A robe and a gong of weakening and some emeralds. I didn't really know what this gong did, but if it was anything like the sheep, I wasn't going to be impressed. So I just went to bed and waited for the next morning. Day 32, I found this weird looking white castle. I had no idea what was in it, but it was just filled with skeletons that wear these drippy clothing, and they just shot arrows at me the whole time. My sheep decided to help me for once and actually burn the thing, but there was nothing here. So I decided, you know what, let's go see if I can open this dungeon, and the same results happened. I couldn't. I even got blown up from the wall by a creeper. Like, how does that even happen? So I did some research and I found out the only way to open this is with a Grave Master key. And I had no idea how to get that. So I thought, hey, maybe this looks like some sort of grave. Maybe a Grave Master would be down here. And by God, this was the biggest mistake I ever made. There was levers. And clearly it led down to something. At first, if you remember, on whichever day it was, I went down there and there was a creeper there. And I thought it was a self-destruct thing that was going to blow up. By God, was I wrong. There was something underneath this structure that I was not prepared for. Doesn't even matter if I had the best gear. I was not prepared for it. I cautiously went down and I saw these stone figures. I did not know what that meant. I thought it was an enemy. It wasn't. It was something even worse. Something was waiting down there for me. I didn't know it at the time, but I turned around and bang! I died. Alright, let's get something real for a second. I didn't know what that was. I didn't even know what happened. And I died right there and then. Can you catch a boy a break? I wanted to go out in the blaze of glory like a two-armed dragon fight, or being the dragon slayer and defending my kingdom, not dying in some cellar basement that I couldn't see. So, you know what? I'm going to redo it. I didn't die, alright? If any of you say I did, I didn't, alright? So I went back down there to claim my revenge on this mysterious thing that I had no idea what it was, but it killed me. I did some research. It was Medusa. If you looked at her for a second, she would have killed you. So I took my revenge and I slayed the beast. This woman was going to be mine, and this is what she got for killing me. The penalty of the highest degree, death. I got the achievement, the Clash of the Titans as well. And then she dropped her head. And that only means one thing when you have Medusa's head. You can turn people into stone. So I went, you know what? It's night time. There's a zombie here. Let's try it out. Let's turn the zombie into stone. And it worked. I was amazed. But it was only a one-time usage. It went. It vanished. Day 34, I found another tomb. And I went, you know what? I want another Medusa head. Now that I know it's only a one-time usage, I'm not going to screw it up this time. So I went down there and I handed it to that woman. No remorse. Even my sheep got involved, but he looked at Medusa and he got turned into stone. So I took revenge on my sheep's death and killed her for the second time, and I'd never forget that sheep. I decided to set sail and have a nice little peaceful journey to see what I could find, and I found something very interesting. A graveyard. It wasn't like the graveyard I was at before. There was no downstairs. It was just a chest. I opened it and out came this weird looking ghost thing. And I killed it, and then a dragon came, and this is where all hell broke loose. I went, you know what? I'm going to take it to this dragon. So that's exactly what I did. I took aim and I hit it. And then I tried to hit it again, and I carried on missing. But for some reason, I think I injured it, and it stood still. So I just pelted it with arrows, and I carried on hitting it and hitting it, and I killed it. I became the Dragon Slayer. But that wasn't the end of it. There was another one, hiding in the waters. It rose out and it came to attack. Oh, let's go, dragon. Oh my God! No! Get back! Get back! Get back! Takes my battle axe. Get it, kill it. Oh my god, why is it not dead? No. Come on, come on, no. Oh my god, I'm gonna die. Oh no, why am I mounted on it? I'm gonna die. This golden apple saved my life. I was on half a heart. Did you see that? I could have died right there and then for the second time and that would have been it. But I took it to that dragon. I didn't back down. As the dragon slayer, I had to do my duty and kill the dragon, and I did. The dragon was no more. And then day 35, I got met by these guys again. These stupid little silly birds that travelled in a pack and pelted me with feathers yet again. But this time, you know what? I wasn't going to back down again. I'm the dragon slayer. I had to take it to these birds, and that's exactly what I did. I made sure none survive. I was like Hawkeye from that one movie, that one Marvel movie. You guys have seen it. And look at this. Precision. I found myself on a Viking village as well, so I went, you know what? It's time to take these guys' houses and see what loot they had in this village. And I got attacked by another dragon. Yeah, another dragon. But this dragon was different. This dragon did not like me. And by lord did it hurt. I didn't think I was gonna... I actually generally thought I was gonna die here. So I literally pre-did a golden apple to guarantee my survival. And I didn't even want to fight it. I waited the night. I was that scared. Day 36, I came out of my hole and this was the result of the house. I was in that. I could have died. I continued to loot the chests in the Viking village, but it was just filled with cooked pork and random weapons. So I just cleared the village out and went on my way. Hey, little pooch, you hungry? Oh! No! Oh no, I'm so sorry! No! Why is there so many of you? No! I'm sorry! Oh no! I'm a horrible person! I was walking around mindlessly, not knowing where to go or what to do or where anything was. So I needed something that would tell me where to go. And it included redstone. I needed a lot of redstone, knew just where to get it. Why do I need a redstone? For a compass. What does a compass do? Show me where to go. On day 37, I collected the redstone blocks and you went, you know what? It's time to make a compass. So I made myself a compass, but I wanted to go one step further. There was another compass called Nature's Compass, and it told you any biome, exactly where it was and how many blocks away. But I needed spruce sapling. So this whole day I dedicated to getting that sapling. So I decided to chop away for the whole of day 37 until I found myself the sapling that I needed. On day 38, I finally made it. The Nature's Compass. And did this thing come in handy or what? Look at this thing. It shows you every single biome in this whole place. I could go anywhere I wanted. The possibilities were endless. So I decided, you know what? Let me just pick a random one and go there. So that's exactly what I did. I decided to go to Dry Boneyard, and it was only 2,556 blocks away, so I decided, you know what? It's time to get on the boat and sail there. And that's exactly what I did. Is that another tomb of Medusa? How many are there? There's too many. Oh my god! What is that? I think that's like a one-shot thing. I don't know what that is. Oh my god! I am not fighting that on water. That thing will kill me. I need to get allowed and kill this thing immediately. I parked my boat and waited the whole of day 38 for this thing to come out of the water so I could slay it. Because I was not going to get back in that water while that thing was in there. Just as the sun set, it came out. And it was my time to shine. I took aim and I killed it. I thought I'd get something from it or an achievement, but clearly not. I don't know what's up with me not getting special stuff, or if I'm expecting special stuff. Are these things easy to kill? I have no idea. I wasn't going to take the chance. Yeah, day 39, I continued my adventure and I found something very interesting. I found this weird cave with a hole in it, and it had like this three-headed snake or something like that. This thing looked powerful. It looked dangerous, but you know, I wanted to check it out just a little bit, you know, maybe just to have a little peek-sees and, you know, figure out exactly what it is and, you know, how difficult this thing really is. So I went to go check it out. I mean, let's be realistic here. Clearly, I'm not going to fight it, so I used my test subject to fight it for me, to test the damage. And it got killed near enough instantly, and then it came for me, and it did some damage. It poisoned me, and it hit me and I couldn't even get close, and it even stuck me for a second. I mean, this thing was powerful and I was nowhere near ready to fight this thing, so I made the note of the coordinates and I'd come back for another day to slay this beast. I ventured forward and then I found this massive dome and it had a big fat cyclops in it. So I sat here and waited for daytime to slay this beast because I did not want to fight this in the nighttime. I wasn't sure how tough this cyclops was, so I decided to use the Medusa helmet to see if it would work, and it did! Look at that! It froze and it got smaller! I was ecstatic that that thing actually worked and it could turn anything to stone, and all these chests were mine, and I was so excited to see what it was until I opened it and found out what really was in there. Just a bunch of sheep stuff. Are you kidding me? I wasted my Medusa head yet again. Day 41, the quest continued. I wanted to search for more loot and just to see what I could destroy. And then I saw this thing on the top of my screen, Redstone Monstrosity, and there was also a tower here, so I thought the boss might be in there, but it was guarded by angry Cyclopses, so I went, you know what? It's time to cheese it. These guys could not handle the cheese tactic. I'm telling you, you want any ultimate survival, the cheese tactic is the way. I also have no idea what that redstone monstrosity is, and I have no idea why it's slowly dying. It seems like a very important boss, but apparently I don't have to deal with it, so... I mean, that's a weird fight, but... Sheep, do something! What's going on up there? They all died. After taking everyone out and the tower was now clear, I decided to board it up and make this house my own. Yep, another house that was claimed by me, and this took all day for some reason, I don't know why. Day 42, I found a graveyard. It was like the one I went before, you know, the one I got that katana from. So I knew I was going to go down here and I had to take it. And of course, this zombie met me, but he was no match for me, and it was time to cheese it yet again. Sheep, do something! How did you even get in there? Oh! Yeah, look at that. Heavy crossbow. This thing was powerful, but it took ages to load, but I think I was going to find a need for it sooner or later. Then day 43, this happened. Oh! I had no idea what these things were, but they wanted my blood, and one even came in. Whoa! Ah! Get out of my house! Sheep! Sheep! I had no idea what these things were, but they just sounded like Jawas, and yeah, these things definitely wanted to kill me. What? What are these? So I decided enough was enough. I wasn't going to hide away in my tower from these little gremlin things. It was time to fight. And that's exactly what I did. And I got a very interesting item from one. What just happened? What are those things? I got a mask. The mask of fear. Oh my god, he's eating them! He just ate them! I knew for a flying fact that my tower was not going to be safe with this massive monstrosity walking around eating gremlins and probably late at night eating me. I had to deal with this Cyclops now. And I had no idea how tough it was, but my man was it tough. Good thing I had infinity on this bow, because I would have not had enough arrows for this man. Go, sheep! Yes, sheep! Oh! I got it! My name is Nobody. Yeah, all that work and it didn't drop anything, so for pride, I guess? Day 45, another name came up saying nameless. I thought it was maybe probably going to be a boss Cyclops, because I got the achievement last time saying I am a nobody, but I'm pretty sure this place that I was at was just filled with Cyclopses. Like, everywhere I went, there were Cyclopses. And even this. Oh, Lord. And then I found this. What's this? Item frame. Day 1, it attacked me. It was big like redstone. I was scared. I ran as fast as I could. I mean, that was pretty cool. I mean, a diary book just in the middle of nowhere, and I read that and took it back home, and that was the end of day 45.
Oh, no, I forgot he was up there, I was talking.
And I thought, you know what? This had to be Nameless, because he was on fire and I was hitting with arrows, and his health was going down, so this was the boss. I even used lava tactics. Look at that. Genius. Trap him with the lava.
Oh, this is Nameless, I'm pretty sure.
I'm pretty sure I was indeed. I even got the confidence into taking it to him because I saw his HP and I was like, you know what? This man's about to die, so the confidence rose up, but that was the biggest mistake I ever could have made.
No! They pick me up! No! That wasn't Nameless. I turned around and I got confident because I thought he was about to die.
Yeah, this thing almost killed me for me being stupid. It grabbed me and it hurt me big time. I'm never ever going to take that Cyclops for granted. So I decided to carry on my adventures to the dry boneyard, and I just saw sea serpents everywhere, and I'm pretty sure I had to get in that water. These sea serpents were ruthless. I mean, look at this. He's just jumping out the water trying to kill me. I then had to deal with this little thing. Like, what is this? What is that? Like some eagle crossbow or something like that? I have no idea even what that was, but I took care of it. Day 47, I found this little village with these ostriches or emus running around. I had no idea, but hey, a village is a village. It looked abandoned, so I was going to take everything, but there was just bread, and there wasn't really that much there for me to take, so I just carried on my adventure, and I saw this thing. What is that? Like a poison skeleton bird? I was not going to fight that. Not today, because the last thing I wanted to do was get poisoned and slapped by a bird. And then I got greeted by this monster. Out of nowhere, I got hit by this poison, weird, black line, and my screen went all blurry. I couldn't even see it. I had no idea what was going on. This thing didn't do that much damage, but then I tested it to try and fight it, and I didn't even know where I was shooting, and it was hitting me hard. And it made my heart black, so I couldn't see how much damage I was actually taking, but yeah, I took a lot. I couldn't even see what this thing was. Like I even ate a golden apple. I was that scared. Like, what was this thing? I had to find out, and so I retreated and made a little hut for the night and gathered my thoughts on what this thing could be, and I was going to try and kill it in the morning, but because I was not going to survive with that thing running around. Day 48, I searched for this little thing, and it was a raptor. This little bird raptor thing, and I realized if you looked at it from any direction, it would hurt you, so basically it was like Medusa, but instead of turning you into stone, it nauseates you and I think poisons you. So the only way I had to deal with it was not by looking at it and hitting it as quick as possible, and it worked. I found the counter to these bird raptor things, and it dropped a wither bone as well, so I had no idea what those were for, but they seemed important, so I carried on my adventure. Another black line came across me, and it was another one of those things, but I had this tactic on lockdown. There was no way this bird was going to hurt me or even kill me, and then this happened. Like, what is this? Like, what is that? Like a tornado with eyes? I had no idea what this was, like a sandstorm, and I hit it, and I got an achievement, the Eye of the Storm, and yeah, I've never even seen these things before on anything. Like, how does arrows even hurt a sandstorm? Day 49, I just cleared out towers and did my own thing. I even tried to make a boat, but then surely realized that I didn't have leads, or I couldn't make leads because I didn't have string or slime, so that wasn't going to happen. Day 50, I continued to go for somewhere else, the battlefield. I went to search for this battlefield, but if you saw it, you just saw it. I went into the water carelessly without looking around, and I got caught out by a sea serpent, and this is basically what happened. Oh! Oh no, it's a sea serpent! No! 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 Oh no! Oh, I'm actually gonna die! I'm gonna die! No! 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 Oh my god! How am I alive? How am I alive? How am I alive? How am I alive? Yeah, day 51 I retreated, and I waited till the night to kill that thing because I was not going to go in there, and I defeated any creepers who were around me so I could sleep, and damn, that was one scary day. Yeah, day 52 I woke up, what do I see? Another sea serpent. These things were everywhere, and I'm telling you, you get caught out by one of these things, you know how lucky I was to escape? These things could one-shot you if you didn't have good armor on. I didn't even have good armor on. These things were ruthless, and I was not going to go even attempt to go into the water with these things walking around, so I killed it. Look at that. There's another one as well. They're everywhere. But in order to get to the battlefield, I had to use my little boat and get there. There was no other option, and if I saw a sea serpent, I just had to leave. Day 53, I did enough sailing for one day, and I came across this tomb. I had really no idea what any of this was. It looked like some Indiana Jones stuff, or if I didn't change the monkey for something heavy, I'd die, so goddamn was I trying to be careful. There was just a chest. It wasn't guarded by anything. This has to be a trap. So I placed some dirt blocks down and opened it just to test it out, to make sure the ground didn't fall, and it didn't. So I ate some chicken to prepare myself for health regeneration and opened the chest, and look at this. A red snake bow. I had no idea what that was. And a 17 damaged master katana. This thing was a juicy gold mine. I carried on my adventure after getting that master katana, and look at that, another sea serpent. I was tired of killing these things. You know how many arrows I had to shoot to kill these things? Too many. At the end of day 53, I decided to carry on sailing my way to the battlefield. I was going to make it, but this took forever. I mean, traveling to 2,600 blocks on the water, you know how long that takes? It took at least like 2 or 3 days. I was sailing for ages. The morning of day 55 happened, and look at this. Another sea serpent, and then this happened. Upon getting chased by this sea serpent, I dropped my katana. That katana that I got, it was gone. I was sorting out my inventory trying to find it, and then this happened. Look at this thing! Comes out of nowhere to claim my life. I can't even search my inventory without this thing trying to kill me. And I had to say goodbye to my katana. Day 56, I finally made it to the battlefield. After hours upon hours of heart attacks and getting scared of almost dying, I made it. And by Lord, was it a battlefield. Skeleton bones everywhere. Like, what could have caused this? Was it a boss? Because this was a biome, or is it just a battlefield that players died in? I found this weird castle. It was a sunken castle, and there was another Medusa tomb next to it, and I was not going to go down there. Not anymore, so I decided to sail over to it and check it out. And this place was really cool. It had quite a lot of arrows in it and some steak, because apparently that's all that castles have for some reason. I don't know why. And I checked in this chest, and there wasn't really anything interesting in there at all, so I left. Just as day 56 was about to end, I sailed off to find shelter, and I came across this little village. Day 57, I scouted out in the morning, and there was just a bunch of ghosts, and a weird noise was coming from that forest. I went to check it out, and it felt like it was calling me. Like, it was really, really weird. Like, listen to this. What is in there? I went to go in there and check it out, and it was literally just a town. It was a town in a forest. This town was beautiful. Look at all these villagers gearing up, trying to protect their town, and it was just filled with villagers and pumpkin snowmen. And just a bunch of sheep and horses that like to break down doors, and this place was magical. I wanted to stay here. I mean, look at this. Look at that sheep. They don't like doors. They just break the doors down. Day 58, I came across this weird little hut, and it had a window in it. I was like, what was this? I had no idea what this was. Upon further investigation, it was a little hobbit hole, as what the achievement said. And look at this place. What a lovely little place. Look at this. Look at that. Little dirt hut. Behind this dirt hut was a big fat castle, and there was this weird tower that was like submerged in the water. I decided to go in there and take a little look, and these next few days, let me tell you, I spent days in here. And I'm just going to let it play for you. This was intense. This place was filled with monsters, and it had multiple levels. These next few days were insanely stressful. Nothing but traps and these cages that spawned all of these monsters and zombies and skeletons, and it was just filled with loot and chests, and it was insane. I mean, look at this. Just a bunch of TNT and iron swords and darkness. I had enough gold to make golden apples. That's how much loot I was getting. I was down here for ages. Look at this, day 60. Still in this weird place and taking out zombies still. I was fighting for ages, and then I found this little gnome. I had no idea what he was doing down here, but yeah, he wanted to sell me some stuff, but it wasn't very good, so I hoped he survived. Upon further investigation, I found myself a Knockback 1 book. I mean, I was loving life. I was getting so much loot down here, and the enemies weren't that troublesome. Well, not yet anyway. It was quite comfortable. I carried on going deeper and deeper down into these tombs. I was getting lost. I had no idea where I was, and then I got met by this weird ghost thing. I didn't want it to touch me because I had no idea what effects it could do, so I just sniped it with the bow until it eventually died. Day 61. I told you I was down here a long time. I timed it. I went even further down. This place just felt endless. Non-stop was just fighting and looting, and I did not know where I was anymore. Look at this. Just skeletons coming out of the cage and wanting to kill me. This was the place that I needed to conquer. Didn't you guys realize how stressful this was? Endless corridors and massive open rooms. I mean, listen to this little CD that I found. You know how creepy that is? I was alone down here, in the darkness. All I had was my shield and my axe. I was not listening to that anymore. Day 62, after listening to that creepy music, I wanted to distract myself by fighting more zombies, and that's exactly what I did. And if you guys didn't realize, I went even deeper down into this tomb of destruction and darkness and death. And I was just looting for days. Non-stop loot. Look at this. Going down even further. I don't even know how many times I went down. You guys will have to let me know in the comments, because I didn't even count this. It was just endless. And the areas were different every time. Up top was all nice and stone, and it looked a little bit clean, you know, some wooden panels, and you know, it looked quite nice. Down here, stone and vines. Like, this place was rotting. I had to deal with every single mob possible. Spiders, skeletons, the zombies, the whole lot, creepers. I mean, look at this. Look at this open place. Just skeletons hiding in these little corners and these little crevices. It's pitch black in here. That's why I always tell you, you can never have enough torches. This place was filled with creepers, and I almost died. Like, if I didn't have good armor, I would have been disintegrated. That's how many creepers blew up. I mean, this place was just insane, and every time they blew up, it got darker because it blew up my torches. I needed to get rid of these little mob spawners before it was too late. But look at this. These creepers coming out of nowhere. Further on in the day, there was even more mobs. I know, can you believe it? Skeletons with armor. I thought this was the perfect time to test my crossbow out, but god blimey was I wrong. These things actually almost killed me. Look at this. Another ghost. Just chilling, just watching me. I was like, nope. If that last ghost didn't touch me, you're definitely not touching me. So I just decided to use my triple crossbow and kill it and continue on with my adventure. And my lord, was it an adventure. I mean, look at this. Every single corner was a zombie or something that wanted to kill me. It was non-stop. I was only barely just prepared for this. Look at this, day 64, still in this place. It was endless. I don't know how many times I even repeated that it was endless. Look at this creeper just sitting behind the corner. Going even further down, another ghost. I mean, look down there. What can you see? You can't see anything. There's nothing down there. Just darkness and loot. And I went, you know what? It's time to eat this apple, because I'm not taking any chances. And look at all these buffs. This apple buffed me to hell. After eating that golden apple and I got those buffs, I was sure I could take on anything. And then these wither skeletons came out, and My lord, did they do some damage. I mean, look at that. Good thing I had that health bar on, because they hit you with wither damage, and the damage that they do on top of that is actually insane. And the loot wasn't even that good. It had an efficiency diamond pickaxe that was better than my own, but that was it. More withered skeletons came to claim my life, and it seemed like the further I went down, the harder it was getting. Don't take that out of context. But this place was getting dangerous, but I wanted more loot. And this is where it happened. I got too greedy. And it cost me something even deeper than my loot. My life. I got way too greedy and I died. I blew up and got left at the bottom of this tomb. Never to be found or never to return. I was dead. And my adventure ended.